Hi friends, welcome to PYF, Presha Yoga Fit, and I am Presha. If you frequently suffer from migraine or headaches, this practice is for you. So roll out your mat and let's get started. We will begin seated in a cross-legged position. Close your eyes and just take your time to bring in some awareness to the space that you're in. Place your hands wherever they fall comfortably on the body, your thighs or your knees. Relax your shoulders. Keep a neutral spine, so we keep that nice length in the spine, but at the same time we maintain the natural curves of the spine. Soften the face, jaw, eyebrows. And once we have brought in all of that awareness in the body, we will bring the awareness to the breath. And in order to connect more with our breath, let's place one hand on the chest and one on the belly. And just notice the fall and rise of the chest and the belly with every inhale, exhale. Can you maybe also feel this expansion in the sides of the body, in the back body, and this contraction in those same spaces with an exhale? Now we'll place those hands back on the knees and we'll open the eyes slowly. And we're going to start with a pranayam practice today, Anulom Vilom, so alternate nose breathing. And for this, we will lift the right hand. We will be blocking, or we will be plugging one nostril and breathing through another one, and then plugging the other one and exhaling through the alternate one. So the first two fingers, the index and the middle finger, is going to be placed here in the spot that is in the middle of the eyebrows. So it's also called the third eye. So just to bring in a little awareness as to the pain that we are feeling or the discomfort that we are feeling, we're just going to stay focused with bringing in more awareness, bringing in that breathing technique, trying to relax ourselves from up here through placing these two fingers at that spot. So those two fingers there. And then let's, with the thumb, we're going to plug the right nostril. With the pinky and the ring finger, we will plug and open the left nostril. So plug the right nostril, inhale through the left. Plug the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through right. Plug it, exhale through left. Inhale through left. Plug, exhale through right. Inhale right. Plug, exhale left. Inhale left. Plug, exhale right. Inhale right. Plug, exhale left. Inhale left. Plug, exhale right. Inhale right. Plug, exhale left. Release the hands and just normalize your breathing again. Feel free to take deep breaths in and out through the nose to normalize the breathing. And now let's take the hands and place them behind the head. So interlace your fingers. Draw your elbows away from each other. Then take an inhale, lift up with the chest. And just feel that you were trying to rest the back of your head on the hands. So treat it like a pillow. You're lifting up with the chest, but at the same time, you're also trying to rest the head onto your hands. Keep drawing those elbows away from each other. With an exhale, bring the elbows in, draw them in, closer to each other. Bring the chin closer to your chest and round your spine. Now, when you're pressing down with the hands at the back of the head, we don't want to press down too hard. We want to be gentle here with the touch. Inhale again, lift with the chest. Again, draw your elbows out. Press the back of your head, let it rest on your hands. And exhale, round the spine, chin to the chest. Stay with that gentle touch with your hands at the back of your head. Once more, inhale, lift the chest up, elbows away. And exhale, round the spine. Elbows in. Now come back to center. And give a little massage with your fingertips. Give a little massage to your head, to your scalp. Close eyes. And try and be at some spots where you feel the pain the most. If there is a place where you're feeling it to be too tensed, just massage that space for a little longer time. Good. And then release your hands down. Now we are going to come on to our hands and our knees. So your knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. And then with your head, just make a few circles here. Keep the spine long, keep your toes curled. So just circles. Imagine that you were drawing circles with your nose. Could be big, could be small. And then switch to the other direction. And take it slow. If this is too fast, you can take it a little bit slower than this. And then come back to center. And now you're just going to extend from the left side of the body. So take your hips slightly to the left. And then take your hips slightly to the right. Once more, hips to the left, swing to the left, center, and then swing to the right. Let's come back to center. And we are going to untuck the toes Keep the knees together and sit with the hips on the heels. Now, let's take those hands behind us. Bring the heels of your palms together. Interlace your fingers and extend your arms so your knuckles are reaching down. Lift your chest up. Squeeze your shoulder blades here. Lift up slightly with the head. And with an exhale, we're going to lift up with our hips. So lift your hips off your heels. Feel free to take your knees and stack them under your hips. So again, keep opening with the chest here. And then with an exhale, start to hinge forward with your hips and slowly, take your time, bring the crown of your head down. And then once you bring the crown of the head down, roll slightly forward. Let your arms go forward. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's release the bind in the hands and plant the hands down. And then slowly take the hips towards the heels and extend the arms forward and come into a child's pose. Bringing the forehead down. See if you can walk with those fingers slightly forward, bringing in a little extension in the sides of the body. The belly and the chest is soft between your thighs. And when we are holding shapes for a longer time, we want to keep the attention to the breath. If the mind wanders into thoughts, avoid judging them, analyzing them. Gently bring your attention back to your breath. Now let's lift the head up. Walk the hands back towards the knees. And lift your hips up. Plant your hands down, curl your toes, lift your knees and hips up and come into your first downward facing dog. In your downward dog, pedal out your feet a few times since we need to stretch the backs of the thighs. And add a little more movement here with the head and the neck. Just shake the head, yes. And then shake the head, no. All right, come back to center. Then walk your hands slowly towards your feet. While you're doing that, bend into your knees. Come closer to your feet. Release the weight of your head. Again, place your hands or your fingertips on the skull and give yourself a little massage one more time. See if you can reach the backs of the head right below the skull, so the nape of the neck. Maybe you start to also make a little circular motion into your temples. And then release the hands. Inhale, lengthen halfway, flat back. And exhale, fold and walk your hands again to the front. Bring down the knees And again, sit in a cross-legged position. Now, we are going to extend the legs out long. So, staying seated in the same position, we will extend the legs out long and bring in a little straddle. So, while you're doing this, if you feel your spine is collapsing and rounding, you can also place yourself against a wall. So a wall behind you, and you can sit this way. Good. Flex the feet, so point your toes up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen, lift up with the chest, spine to be long. And exhale, hinge forward. So we don't want to round the spine, we just hinge forward. Come onto the fingertips. And see if you can just stay here, or maybe you walk your hands slightly front. And then release the weight of your head. So you can just be here, but if you want to walk your hands slightly more forward, feel free to do so. Again, it's not important to go further away, but it's just important to feel relaxed here. Let go of the tension in the head and the neck. Then take an inhale, lift the head up, walk your hands back towards the body. And we are going to bend into the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. Again, if you are close to a wall, just stay seated there. Bring the heels slightly closer. Just cup your toes with your hands. Inhale, lift the chest up, spine to be nice and long. And exhale, again the same thing. So we're hinging forward, bending into the elbows. And let your elbows push into the inside of your thighs, drawing those knees down towards the mat. Release the weight of your head. Next, inhale, lift up with the chest. And let's go all the way down. We are almost to the end of this practice. So on our backs, extend your legs and extend your arms. Place your one hand on the chest and one on the belly, as we did in the beginning of the class, so that we stay connected with our breaths. We feel the rhythm of the breath through this movement in the chest and the belly that we can feel through the hands. As always, you are most welcome to be here in Shavasana for as long as you want to. Or if you have to go on with your day, just bring in a little movement back in the body so that you bring your awareness back by wiggling your toes and your fingers. Turn the head from side to side a few times. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms out, reach your arms above the head and take a big stretch. Release and turn to one side. And then press into the floor and let's come into a seated position. And if you're in Shavasana, just be there. You can pause the video and you can just stay there. So friends, thank you so much for joining me in another practice. I will see you in the next video soon. Take care. Bye.